So we've done the first two parts now. We've done the tabletop and we've done the table under plate. So what we're going to have a look at now is the leg holder, this midsection here. This leg holder is going to connect underneath this plate, but it's going to have some interesting features on it. We're also going to do this in sheet metal work. So again, you'll see some sheet metal work features that we use within this little component that we're going to create here. So let's dive in and let's see how we get on. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And this is Guide to SolidWorks. This is going to be the leg plate, so the part that holds the legs underneath the top of the table. So what we're going to do is we are going to start off by creating a sketch for the out of the profile of the leg plate that we're going to connect to the leg holder that we're going to connect. So if I go to sketch, start a sketch on this front plate, I'm going to get a line and I'm going to go through the origin and I'm just going to sketch along the outline shape that I want. Which is going to come up at an angle here, then straight down, and then across like so. So that's the outline profile that I want. I'm just going to put some dimensions to this. So the first dimension is going to be from this edge, or this line here, which is going to be 90 millimeters long. Next dimension is going to be the overall length of this, coming down here, which we're going to say is 500. And then we're going to need some sizes for this bit, this little stick up bit, which is going to stop the leg from moving along. So we're going to say that's 50 wide, and it's 40 from there. Oh, it's 40 for that section there. Like so. So this creates the profile that we want. Now, rather than go to Features Extrude, I'm going to go to Sheet Metal. I'm going to go to the base flange, click on that, and I'm going to create a base flange from this here. Now I'm going to stick with my 5mm sheet, like so. My bending allowance is still there of 0.25, that we stated earlier on. Now I just want to decide how far this is going to come out, and its thickness for the material is going to be 45mm out. Yeah, we're going to do that 45mm out. So let's bring that 45mm out, like so. And we've got a plate section here, which is 45mm sticking out from that end there. Now we've got it 45mm out, what we can do is we can make sure that this feature here is not under the line, we want it above the line. Now the reason for this, if I actually follow this as my profile, this is going to be my under edge of my profile. So this black line is going to be, the sketch is going to be under edge of my profile, not the upper edge. So I want my extrude to be above that. Now if I want it to be above that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to where it says Sheet Metal Parameters, and I'm going to reverse the direction. So that'll take it above the line, which means my bends are outside of that line, okay? Bar this top one, which will just bring it on the inner edge, and this one's on the outside of that line, like so. And that gives our sheet metal across that section. Tick there, and I get that shape that I was after. Now, from there, I want to put in some sections to be cut out from this. This is where my bolts are going to go through. I want one here and one in this section here. So if I click on this top face and sketch, I'm going to get a center line, and I'm going to go from here all the way across to this edge here, like so. Because them faces are aligned with each other, it doesn't matter that it goes through this, it's going to stay all on that face. Again, hit the space bar to take me back to where I want to go. It'll spin it around, it doesn't matter which way we're going. So in this first section, I'm going to put a circle, just drop that in there. And in this second section, I am going to put a slot. And we're just going to drop that in there, like so. Once I've dropped them in, I can put my dimensions to them. So this is going to stick out from this inside edge here by 45. And this is going to stick out from this bit, from this inside arc, to here by 300. I want it 6 milli wide as a radius, so 12 diameter. That should give me clearance to get the bolt through. And I want this to be 12 diameter for the circle. So I've just dimensioned them up. Now the last little bit I want is to set the distance of this slot. So from here to here is going to be 30 mil long. Okay, so we've got that slot set in there. Now I just need to extrude them through. So features and cut. And that will extrude them through this sheet. Tick like so. Okay, so we've got that in place. Now I've got two sharp edges. I want to radius them off. So to radius them off, I'm just going to fillet this end and this end here. That'll just round them off. Now it's saying that they're 10 mil at the moment. 10 is quite a big radius on there. I'm just going to set it to 5. Just a nice little radius on the corner. Okay. Now the last bit is, this is going to stop the legs from going too far that way, but I want something on this end to stop it coming out. So what I'm going to use, if I go back to sheet metal, I'm going to use a hem, which is an arc that's going to come around here and stop the legs from going past the end. So if I click hem, and I click this outside edge here, it'll put an arc on. Now the arc automatically is coming at 25. Now the legs that are going to fit into this is 20 mil, so actually 25 is pretty good size, so we'll keep it at that. But I just want to show you a couple of things before we move on. So first of all, we've got a couple of options of how our hem can look. We can either start the hem from the end of the material here, or include it into the length of the material, like so. I prefer to have it on the end because I want this section to be the right length. And then we can select how it looks. Do we want it to be rolled, teardrop, open, or do we want it to be closed tight? Now I want it to be open because I want it to stop the bar from coming off the end, but you could have it any depending on what your application's for. You'll see, because we put the bend allowance in earlier, that the bend allowance is still there of 0.25. I can change that if I click on custom, but at the moment that's exactly how I need it to be. So we'll leave it there. We're happy with that. I'm just going to tick, and we've got that shape like so. We just need to apply a material to this. So if I go to materials, edit the material, and we'll stick with that carbon sheet steel like we have done in the past. And apply and close. So from there, we're just going to save that file, save as. We'll make sure it's leg holder 2 and save. So that's just saving that component. Now the last component that we need to make is the legs.